Prime Minister Narendra Modi, just interrupting you there. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has cast his vote. He's leaving Parliament right now. He's exiting after casting his vote. Arjun Ram Meghwal, Kiran Rijiju present there. Kiran Rijiju also has a larger role in these elections as the main polling agent, along with the likes of Shrikant Shinde and Sanjay Jha of the JDU, and one more. I think we've got. So
Ramon Naidu.
Ramon Naidu.
That's a political messaging.
Yeah.
Why should the NDA, the BJP worry about making one person from the JDU and one person from the TDP as the polling agent for their candidate? The BJP did not have to do that. But the reason why they did that was to send a signal that, look, we want our allies on board. Our allies need to back this candidate fully. I find it absolutely politically amazing that the TDP and the YSRCP are backing the same candidate. I mean, for God's sake, Jagan put Chandrababu Naidu in jail. It's personal between the both of them.
Yeah.
And yet, YSRCP today is backing the NDA candidate. That, I think, is the failure of the opposition.
And Chandrababu Naidu is okay with it.
He's okay with it. That's exactly what I'm
That's the other part, that he's also okay with
it. And to respond to Professor Ranganathan's point, I think a strong candidate is someone who can entice neutral parties who don't have a skin in the game, BJD, BRS, YSRCP, Akali Dal in this case, to have voted for that candidate. And I don't think Justice Reddy is that candidate.
Yeah, and they could have kept the Punjab differences aside.
Let's go back 5 years, just to complete that point. Just go back 5 years. Rashid knows this. Mamta Banerjee and Mr. Dhankar were at loggerheads. They were biting each other's heads off. What did the TMC do? They abstained.
Yes.
Why did they not vote against Mr. Dhankar? Yeah. Clearly, there was some kind of a political understandanding, right? There was some politics happened there, so there was an understanding that the TMC
there was
would
a meeting,
abstain.
if I remember, that SS Ahluwalia got meeting between Abhishek Banerjee, Mamta Banerjee and Jagdeep Dhankar, and there was a conversation, and after which they told it. So they were able to manage it politically.
Exactly.
Now, this is something which we were discussing, Anand Ranganathan, and let's take that forward. When the Jagdeep Dhankar exit happened, when he stepped down, and there was a two-worded message by the Prime Minister wishing him good health and thanking him for his services. That's all. Perhaps the shortest send-off or thank you note that the Prime Minister sent for any political leader, be it government or opposition. Was the Congress and the opposition obsessed with what happened to Jagdeep Dhankar rather than saying, what do we do next? Let's announce our vice presidential candidate first. Let's create a momentum where we build up not just India Bloc, but also NDA outliers and those who are sitting on the fence. Let's build up. Did they lose that opportunity? Were they too obsessed with Jagdeep Dhankar and the politics around it rather than looking at what do I do with the optics beyond?
No, absolutely, Anand, but not just then. Even right now, in fact, you have the speciousness of some Congress leaders saying having habeas corpus to find out where Mr. Dhankar is. Even this morning, many leaders are saying, where are the whereabouts of Mr. Dhankar? They don't even know that as late as a week ago, he was spotted at a dentist at an army referral hospital. So, they're unnecessarily bringing this out. Of course,
a bit more than he could chew.
He says he bit off more than he could chew. That's why.
That was a good one. But I think the nub of the issue is the following: both for the NDA and for the alliance, the NDA has realized that without the RSS, you cannot win elections. And the last few elections that NDA has been winning, hands down in the states particularly, have been because it has realized this, and RSS is actively canvassing and participating. That's point number one. So perhaps this is a realization that without RSS, BJP is nothing. As far as the opposition is concerned, they turned the tables. They are saying, we hate this candidate because the candidate has a RSS background. You need to save the constitution. I challenge them to tell me one thing where the constitution has been put in peril by the NDA. Just one instance.
No, not just that. We don't even need to get into that argument. If they knew that the numbers were against them, they could have picked a candidate who has an erstwhile RSS background, but has had Congress or India Alliance leanings, and then try to split the ranks, and then to create confusion among the ranks. That's what you would want to do in politics. Pallavi has caught up with Akhilesh Yadav, so another silent person. And they are also quietly doing their work in Uttar Pradesh, and somewhere many believe that he was far more articulate than some of the other leaders, including the LOP, in the Operation Sindoor debate. Let's see what Akhilesh Yadav had to say.
With the Jagdeep Dhankar stepping down on health grounds as the Vice President of India, this sudden kind of midterm Vice Presidential elections, you can see right behind me inside Parliament that one by one all the MPs have begun to pour in. The voting, as we know, begins sharp at 10 p.m. and it's going to carry on till evening, and 6 p.m. is when the counting will actually begin. The numbers are not too much of an issue. You can see all the MPs right just coming behind me. The numbers are not really an issue. But look at the kind of pitch. If there is going to be any amount of cross voting, whether there's going to be a dilemma as far as the opposition parties are concerned, and whether it's going to be seen as a vote on ideology. That is exactly how the India Bloc is now trying to project the entire, that we may not have the numbers, but क्या ये ideology की लड़ाई है? क्योंकि आपके पास तो numbers है नहीं.
आपको कैसे पता?
अब अगर आप आंकड़े देखें,
आपको कैसे पता?
अगर आप आंकड़े देखें ना,
नहीं आंकड़े तो ठीक है, लेकिन ये वोट तो अंतर आत्मा के उस पे पड़ता है। और दूसरा, पूरा देश ही जानता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस्तेमाली पार्टी है। पहले इस्तेमाल करो फिर बर्बाद करो, पहले इस्तेमाल करो फिर बर्बाद करो। भाई हमारे वाइस प्रेसिडेंट जो खोए हुए हैं उनके साथ भी यही हुआ।
So this is the inner voice. This is the Atma ki Awaaz. That is how the opposition parties are pitching. As I said, they are going to call it about a fight for the constitutional principles. They're going to call it as a fight for the democratic norms. But clearly, there is no second guess over here. The numbers are clearly stacked heavily in favor of the NDA.
Hand it to Akhilesh Yadav. Look at the spin that he gives on it. No, आपको कैसे पता हमारे पास ना? That's what.
No, and he's
Why
called
is
it
it?
Antaratma ki ladai. And if it is about Antaratma ki ladai, then many opposition MPs will have to look into their Antaratma and see if the person of their calling is Justice Reddy. Justice Reddy spoke just a moments ago. Let's play out that interview and then we'll go back to our guests.